Hello and welcome to another episode on DaVinci Academy, where history and anthropology come alive. Today, we have an enthralling question for you. Japan's remarkable success during the Meiji Restoration. How did Japan emerge as the only Asian nation not only to successfully reform but also triumph over the West in the age of imperialism? Amidst a backdrop where numerous Asian nations, including the colossal China, yielded to colonial dominance, Japan's journey to modernization stands as an extraordinary feat. What were the keys to Japan's unique success? Join us as we explore this intriguing historical puzzle. Some believe Japan's early interactions with the West played a key role. However, this was just one facet of a much broader scenario. Opening up to the West was not a simple path to modernization. It was a journey fraught with challenges and required a strong resilience to navigate the sweeping changes it brought. Moreover, it's important to note that the West's advancements were strategic, aimed at colonization rather than altruistic progress. Often, these openings resulted in unequal treaties heavily skewed in favor of Western interest. During this era, numerous nations embarked on their own journeys of modernization. Interestingly, Japan was a latecomer in this global trend, especially compared to Middle Eastern and Southeast Asian countries. These regions had already established deep diplomatic ties and cultural exchanges with Europe. Despite these early efforts, these nations didn't achieve the same level of success as Japan, making Japan's later but effective modernization journey all the more remarkable. What truly set Japan apart in this historical landscape? The answer is multifaceted, so let's dive deeper into the key fundamental external drivers that distinguish Japan's path. Firstly, Japan benefited greatly from fortuitous timing. Starting in 1853, during Japan's most tumultuous 30 years for modernization, major Western powers were preoccupied with their own issues. The Meiji era unfolded alongside significant global events like Britain and Russia's Great Game, the Franco-Prussian War, and America's westward expansion. This convergence of global distractions meant that Japan, navigating its most volatile years, remained largely unnoticed by these powers, providing it a unique opportunity to focus on its internal developments without external interference. In specific, during this period, Europe was a hotbed of diplomatic upheavals. Key events like the unifications of Germany and Italy, coupled with the growing tensions in the Balkans, reshaped the continent. Simultaneously, the Crimean War from 1853 to 1856 ensnared major powers such as Russia, France, and Britain. This turmoil consumed their resources and attention, creating a strategic gap that allowed Japan to pursue its path of modernization with minimal external influence, a pivotal factor in its historical journey. After the Crimean War, Russia focused on stabilizing Primorsky Krai, territory gained from the Second Opium War. Simultaneously, its deep involvement in the strategic Great Game with Britain further diverted its attention, leaving little room to focus on Japan. Britain, too, was embroiled in a multitude of complex issues. The nation was grappling with the fallout from the Second Opium War and the Taiping Rebellion, along with various challenges in India. These extensive commitments stretched Britain's resources thin, diminishing its ability to significantly influence Japan's course during this critical period. During this time, France was also deeply involved in several global conflicts. The nation was significantly involved in the Mexican Civil War and the invasion of Vietnam. These international engagements, combined with ongoing issues in Central Europe, heavily occupied France's diplomatic and military capacities. Consequently, this left France with little bandwidth to address the evolving situation in Japan. In the early and most chaotic phase of its modernization, Japan benefited immensely. Major powers like Britain, France, and Russia were too entangled in their own complex affairs, allowing Japan a unique opportunity to undergo its transformative journey with minimal external hindrance. Second, the American Civil War is another pivotal reason for Japan's unique position during its modernization. Unlike other countries, the U.S. did pay attention to Japan. America's focus on Japan was driven by strategic needs. Its steamships, voyaging from the West Coast, required coal refueling stations across the Pacific, making Japan a vital logistical point for U.S. aspirations in Asia. This differentiated America's policy from other global powers. America's attempt to colonize Japan marked a significant moment in history. In 1853, Commodore Perry's arrival with Western steamships at Japan's shores. The U.S. offered Japan a stark choice between trade and war, marked a critical juncture. This event, known as the Black Ships Incident, forced Japan to confront Western power and its implications in the evolving global landscape. America's forceful opening of Japan in 1853, led by Commodore Matthew Perry, marked a significant moment. However, America's capacity for deeper engagement was constrained. As the United States was stabilizing its era of westward expansion, it still lacked the resources to exert substantial influence across the Pacific. Soon, internal issues, including instability on the West Coast and the outbreak of the Civil War, redirected America's focus inward, pulling its attention away from Japan. This compelled opening in 1853, though initially a shock to Japan, ultimately served as a vital catalyst for change. Coupled with the American Civil War, it unexpectedly provided Japan with a 20-year period relatively free from major foreign intervention. This gave Japan a rare opportunity to implement significant reforms and shape its destiny without external pressures. This period proved to be incredibly advantageous for Japan. It was the major external driver of Japan's rapid modernization. However, Japan's story of success extends beyond mere luck. It's a tale of strategic internal planning and execution. In our upcoming video, we'll delve into the internal drivers of Japan's rapid modernization. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Stay tuned to DaVinci Academy for more insights into our past. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating history and anthropology content.